If you want a child but think you're too old to be a parent, never say never. From titans of rock and roll to Oscar-winning actors, these famous figures have proven that it's never too late to add a new member to your family. Alec Baldwin is one busy father after welcoming his 7th child with his wife Hilaria Baldwin in September 2022. The 30 rock star was 64 when the couple welcomed their newest arrival. Hilaria shared the good news on Instagram with a video montage of their 6 other children meeting their sister for the first time, with the caption, "She's here. We are so excited to introduce you to our tiny dream come true, Hilaria Catalina Irena." The couple welcomed their first child together, a daughter named Carmen, in August 2013, just a little over a year after the two wed in 2012. In 2015, they welcomed their son Rafael, and in 2016, their second son Leonardo. In 2018, when the frequent SNL host was 60, the couple welcomed their 4th child Romeo. And there was no end in sight when the yoga instructor gave birth to another boy named Eduardo in 2020. After the arrival of Eduardo, they welcomed their 6th child, a daughter named Maria, via surrogate in 2021. Alec is also a father to an older daughter named Ireland with his ex-wife Kim Basinger. Unfortunately, in a tribute to his children on Instagram, he seemed to have forgotten to include her. He wrote in his post, "7 reasons to carry on during some tough times. I'm not gonna lie, without my family, I don't know what my life would be." The actor realized his mistake and, hours later, posted a separate tribute to Ireland. Whoops.
Hi, Dad. I'm Ireland.
Steve Martin has played the role of dad convincingly in a number of films, including Father of the Bride, Parenthood, and Cheaper by the Dozen. That's why it's a bit of a surprise that the beloved comedian didn't have any children in the real world until he was 67. Martin and his wife, Anne Stringfield, welcomed a daughter in December 2012. Opening up to AARP the magazine in 2017, the comedian shared that he didn't think he would have been a great father in his younger years, saying, "I think if I'd had a child earlier, I would have been a lousy father because I would have misplaced my attention on my career. Being a first-time dad in his late 60s has its advantages." According to the Only Murders in the Building star, he gets to prioritize his family after already establishing himself as a comedy icon. Martin told the Daily Telegraph, "Oh, it's fantastic. You have all the time in the world. You're all set and secure in life, and you're not building your career, so you have a lot of time." Jeff Goldblum was 62 years old when he welcomed his first child. The Jurassic Park actor and his wife Emily Livingston, who's over 30 years younger than him, became proud parents to a son named Charlie on Independence Day 2015. More good news came the couple's way when they announced they were expanding their family even further. They welcomed another boy named River in April 2017, when the actor was 65.
Are you good with the baby? What? Yeah. I think so.
Goldblum's age wasn't a factor in the couple's quest for parenthood. Goldblum told Us Weekly, "I feel right on schedule, and I love our 2 boys. Everything seemed to happen perfectly. I appreciate it wildly." Goldblum shared similar sentiments in 2022 during an interview with Today Show hosts Hoda Kotb and Jenna Bush Hager. When asked about being a father to 2 young children in his 70s, the Fly star responded, "It's amazing, it's revivifying, and makes my relationship with Emily, frankly, enhanced." Fans of Goldblum's can see the actor on Daddy Duty on Instagram, where he posts a handful of highlights with his wife and children. Elton John and his husband David Furnish became first-time parents when they welcomed their son Zachary via surrogate on Christmas Day in 2010. The Rocket Man singer was 63 when he became a father, and although he faced some criticism for having a child at his age, he still felt that he was at the right stage of his life to take up parenthood. He told the Mirror, "Look, I'm not an idiot. I was prepared for criticism. I knew people would say that I was too old. Something happened to change things, and I went into this with eyes open, knowing exactly what the reaction would be and prepared to take it on. Regardless of everything, I have never been happier and never been more sure we've done the right thing." John and Furnish expanded their family further in January 2013 when they welcomed a second son named Elijah, using the same surrogate. In a statement to Hello Magazine, John and Furnish shared, "Both of us have longed to have children, but the reality that we now have 2 sons is almost unbelievable. The birth of our second son completes our family in the most precious and perfect way." Film director George Lucas and Ariel Investments president Melody Hobson's relationship came as a surprise to Oprah Winfrey, who interviewed the pair for OWN in 2012.
We didn't have preconceived ideas about what a partner should be. And so we allowed ourselves to discover something that was unexpected.
At that point, the pair had been together for 5 years after meeting at a conference, and they didn't wait long after the interview to tie the knot and start a family. They wed in June 2013, and in August, the couple welcomed their daughter Everest into the world via surrogate when Lucas was 69. The newborn made Lucas a father of 4, but Everest is the Star Wars creator's first biological child. Lucas is the father of 3 older adopted children named Amanda, Katie, and Jet. He shares Amanda with his ex-wife, Marsha Lou Griffin, and he adopted Katie and Jet after his divorce. The kids got the opportunity to take part in the Star Wars universe when they appeared in the prequel films as background characters. Author Christopher Anderson, who wrote the Mick Jagger biography Mick, claimed that the Rolling Stone vocalist slept with upwards of 4,000 women during his lifetime. Whether that number is accurate or not, the elderly Jagger has been happily taken by his partner Melanie Hemrick since 2014. Jagger and Hemrick's 44-year age difference may have come as a shock when they went public, but what may have been even more surprising was the announcement that the Satisfaction singer was going to be a dad for the 8th time at the age of 73. In December 2016, the couple welcomed their son Devereaux into the world. In December 2022, Hemrick dedicated an Instagram post to celebrating their son's 6th birthday, and it's pretty amazing how identical he looks to his rock star dad. Jagger does have 7 other much older children. The singer had his first daughter, Karis Jagger, in 1970 with Marsha Hunt. His second daughter, Jade, arrived in 1971, whom he shares with his ex-wife Bianca Jagger. Between 1984 and 1997, Mick welcomed 4 more children, named Elizabeth, James, Georgia, and Gabriel, with model Jerry Hall. His 7th child, Lucas, was born in 1999 to model Luciana Jimenez Morad. Jagger is also a grandfather of 5 grandchildren from his daughters Karis and Jade, and a great-grandfather to Jade's daughter's children. Music man David Foster and his wife American Idol alum Katharine McPhee had some people doubting their romance because of their nearly 35-year age gap. However, it hasn't affected the couple one bit. In fact, Foster and McPhee solidified their relationship when they wed in June 2019 and welcomed their first child, a son named Rennie, 2 years later. When Foster was 71, Foster revealed that he wasn't bothered by people questioning the couple's decision to have children during an interview with People, saying, "I think that I can offer one thing to Rennie, even though I won't be around when he's 50 or 40 even, or 30 maybe. I think I can offer him wisdom for my 72 years on the planet, and maybe that's not a bad trade-off. I hope so." Foster has been giving his son more than just wisdom. He's also teaching him his musical talents. Fans can watch videos of Rennie mastering the drums on Foster's Instagram. The music composer is also a dad to 5 much older daughters, who he welcomed from previous relationships. 4 are older than his wife, with his oldest daughter Allison, born in 1970.
I know you've done it a couple times, but we're enjoying doing it together.
Yeah, it's kind of different now, you know, at this age.
Al Pacino has never been married, but he's a father to 3 children. During an interview with The New Yorker in 2014, Pacino vowed to be present in his children's lives, unlike his father, who left him and his mother when he was a baby. He told the magazine, "Having children has helped a lot. I consciously knew that I didn't want to be like my dad. I wanted to be there. I have 3 children. I'm responsible to them. I'm a part of their life. When I'm not, it's upsetting to me and to them. So that's part of the gestalt. And I get a lot from it. It takes you out of yourself." Pacino had Julie, his first child, in 1989, with his ex-girlfriend Jan Tarrant. In 2001, the Godfather actor welcomed twins Anton and Olivia with actor Beverly D'Angelo, whom he dated from 1997 to 2000. Pacino was 60 at the time. Despite keeping his life with his kids largely private, his daughter Olivia has shared heartwarming posts about her famous father on Instagram, proving that he is very much a big part of his children's lives. It doesn't seem that Pacino is done with parenthood either. In May 2023, news broke of the 83-year-old expecting a child with his 29-year-old girlfriend, Nora Alfala. Actor Nick Nolte was 66 when he welcomed his second child with his wife Clyde Lane in October 2007. The Mandalorian star was already a father to a much older son named Brawley, born in 1986 from his marriage to Rebecca Linger. Now in his 80s, Nolte is very close to his young daughter Sophie. In 2018, the pair worked together in the film Head Full of Honey, with Sophie portraying Nolte's granddaughter. Talking to People about his joyful experience working with his daughter and seeing her knack for acting, he shared, "What you saw in that film was a relationship between a father and a daughter, and you don't really get it in real life because parents have a little bit of love and a little bit of a disciplinarian attitude that kind of shuts down that I love you kind of thing. We got some intimacy that's just going to be precious for our memories." In that same interview, Nolte gushed that his experience working with his daughter was so great that he'd love to work with her professionally again. At 79, actor Robert De Niro became a father for the 7th time when he and his girlfriend, Tiffany Chen, welcomed a daughter in April. The news came as a surprise after De Niro corrected a reporter for ET Canada who asked him about his children in May 2023.
I know you have 6 kids, but like, have you?
I just had a baby.
7? Oh my goodness! Congratulations! I'm so sorry.
With the cat out of the bag, the actor revealed that he and Chen had indeed welcomed a daughter that they named Gia Virginia Chen De Niro. De Niro shares his 6 oldest children with 3 other women. When the actor married his first wife, Diane Abbott, he adopted her daughter Drina, and the 2 later welcomed a son named Raphael in 1976. After the couple's divorce in 1988, De Niro dated actor Toukie Smith, and the pair welcomed twins Julian and Aaron in 1995. They didn't last. Instead, the actor remarried his second wife, Grace Hightower, in 1997. The following year, they welcomed a son named Elliot, and in 2011, their daughter Helen was born via surrogate. De Niro and Hightower split in 2018. De Niro truly adores fatherhood. Giving some words of wisdom about being a dad, he shared with Access Hollywood, "Sometimes I don't think people really know what being a good father is. You know, you have a responsibility, but it's a mystery. It's a lot of excitement, but scary, and you do your best."